Yo, what's up everyone? OJ here. Welcome to another video. Today, we've got some great topics for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we are starting off with something that I saw coming quite a while back, but Sega has officially announced SEGA Genesis Classics is coming to the Nintendo Switch, which brings over 50 retro titles to Nintendo's hybrid device. There is a lot of great content packed into this, guys, and guess what? Sega isn't doing us dirty with this one. We get it physical and we also get it digital as well. So you'll be able to carry around all this classic goodness right there on your Nintendo Switch anywhere that you want, which to me is a much better deal than buying it anywhere else. So what do you get with this package here? Well, there's quite a bit. Not gonna go over every single game, but I will have a link in the description below to where you can check out all the games, but I will go over some of the more notable ones. So you do have Comic Zone, you have Decap Attack, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Dynamite Heady, which was just a really funny game back in the day. You also have Galaxy Force 2, Golden Axe 2, Golden Axe 3, Gunstar Heroes, which is probably one of the best games in this whole list here. You've got Phantasy Star 2, Phantasy Star 3, Phantasy Star 4 as well, so you got your RPGs in there. Another really big one in this collection is Shining Force and Shining Force 2. Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, no Sonic the Hedgehog 3 or Sonic and Knuckles though, that's unfortunate, but still you got 1 and 2 in there. Sonic 3D Blast, Sonic Spinball, you've got Streets of Rage 2 and Streets of Rage 3, so this might be a good warm-up for Streets of Rage 4 that was recently announced. Toe Jam and Earl, Panic on Funkatron, Vector Man, which is also really good, and Vector Man 2 plus Virtual Fighter 2 as well, because Virtual Fighter 1 is not very good, but Virtual Fighter 2 is better. And there's more in this collection of games, guys, and this is fantastic, and this is the reason why I don't miss traditional Virtual Console. Everyone was complaining about not having traditional Virtual Console, but traditional Virtual Console is just overpriced classic games that you've bought over and over. This collection on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One is like $24 or something like that, so I'm guessing it's going to be $29.99 when it launches this winter on the Nintendo Switch. So that is so much more value than buying these games individually. Do you guys know how much this would cost individually on a traditional Virtual Console service for all these games? Heck, for even maybe 10 of those games, it already beats the whole price of this collection for 50 games. And if you pair on top of that the NES games that are coming and how Nintendo's going to be adding more, I just think classic games and how they're handling it is just so much better for someone who isn't necessarily crazy about buying classic games over and over and over again. I'd rather get better value with classic games than sit there and pay $8 or $10 per game that I want. Just give me a bunch of games or just add it into something like a Netflix style, and I'm gonna be okay with that eventually when they get to it. Or I'll just get like the Super Nintendo Classic or like the NES Classic or stuff like that. But those are physical systems, so it's a little bit different and it costs more. But at the same time, for me, these are just great. This is just a great collection coming over. I know I'm going to be picking it up. I was waiting for the Nintendo Switch version because this was announced back earlier in the year for PS4 and Xbox One and PC, and everyone was like, where's the Switch version? I was like, guys, it's coming. Just wait, hold up. They probably just have to finish the PS4 and Xbox One version, get that out, then they're going to work on the Switch version, and that's exactly what they did. And the Switch version to me has way better value because you can take these games anywhere that you want, and I will be streaming Vector Man and Vector Man 2. Those are my favorite games from the Genesis outside of Sonic and Knuckles and like Sonic 2. Vector Man was always such a really cool game that I played whenever I had the chance to get a Sega Genesis or go to my friend's house or go to like the Blockbuster and they had the little hookup set up for Sega Genesis and Sega Saturn. I would sit there and play Vector Man for as long as I could before I had to go home. So it's awesome to see this collection come over. But once again, I'm not huge on rebuying classic games over and over, but when you put together a package like this that gives you extraordinary value, then I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up. Anywhere that you want on the Switch, I think it's a no-brainer for me, especially someone who grew up in the 16-bit era. So what do you guys think about this Sega Genesis collection coming over to Nintendo Switch? Are you guys going to be picking up this one this winter? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the next topic here, and a little bit of bad news. It looks like Capcom has terminated development projects at Capcom Vancouver and the studio has been completely shuttered / closed down. So this is very unfortunate. For those who don't know, Capcom Vancouver did the Dead Rising series, and it looks like everything has just pretty much just been done. It's pretty much shut down. Capcom doesn't see the need to continue them, so they decided to shutter the whole studio. And the team has been very quiet in recent years. We haven't gotten much since that Dead Rising game came out, like on like the Xbox One or something like that, near the launch of the system, or right around then. I know they did like a PS4 port, maybe, I'm not really sure. I don't really keep up with the Dead Rising series too much. I've never been a huge fan of it, but yeah, it looks like the studio pretty much just shut down at this point. So let's go ahead and get into a little bit of the press release, because Capcom did release one of those. So Capcom Company announces that it expects to record losses from the termination of development projects in its consolidated financial results from the 6 months of the fiscal year ending March 31st, 2019, April 1st, 2018 through September 30th, 2018. The details are as follows. 1. Details of losses from the termination of development projects. Capcom Game Studios Vancouver Inc., a consolidated subsidiary of Capcom, primarily carries out development of home video game software for markets outside of Japan. However, Capcom is currently reviewing the allocation of its development resources that support the production of world-class content. Now, there's other things as well. They have a business outlook. It's just more boring stuff to put into there outside of the whole crappy situation, which is the fact that the Dead Rising studio has been shut down. So Capcom Vancouver, Western developers, obviously. So it looks like they're probably going to be bringing Dead Rising back to the Japanese development team, or it just might go on a hiatus. And I'm thinking that it's going to go on a hiatus because I think the evolution of Dead Rising never came, right? Like Dead Rising came out back on the Xbox 360. People thought it was amazing. Heck, there was even a Wii version of the game. I think it was like Chop Till You Drop or something like that, or Shop Till You Chop, or I don't know what it was. You guys know what I'm talking about, but there was a Wii version of the game as well, but it never really evolved from that. It continued just to be the same thing, and it lost fans and lost fans, and all they did was just make it crazier and crazier, right? It wasn't like they added any real significant gameplay tweaks or things to really revolutionize the whole, there's a bunch of zombies, time limit, whatever the case is, and then you just run around chopping everybody up. There was nothing other than that, and it didn't have the backbone or the history of like a Dynasty Warriors. It didn't have the type of depth with the amount of characters you can use, RPG mechanics, all the other stuff that keeps Dynasty Warriors and those games fresh, how there's different styles, like there's Hyrule Warriors, there's Gundam, there's all sorts of other types of those Dynasty Warriors games. So it didn't keep things fresh, so people just kind of stopped buying it, and now the whole studio was closed down. So we'll see what they do. It's unfortunate that it's came to this point, but at the same time, this is just kind of how business is within the gaming industry. And I kind of saw it when I saw like how Dead Rising was just kind of progressing, and how I just had no interest outside of the original 360 game that I played and thought it was okay. I never really had any interest to go back to Dead Rising. There's not anything memorable more to me outside of the first game. Even though I played the other ones, they just never really did anything for me. I just kind of stopped playing and stopped being interested at all. So we'll see what they do with the franchise, and hopefully all these people that lost their job can pick up somewhere else to develop their games, and let's see what Capcom does. So what do you guys think about Capcom Vancouver closing down and pretty much Dead Rising looking like it's going on a hiatus for right now? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to a really hype announcement here, guys. So Tri-Ace's new game has been revealed ahead of Tokyo Game Show, and that is Resonance of Fate 4K/HD edition, PlayStation 4 and also the PC. It's due out digitally, which is very unfortunate. PlayStation 4, PC, like I stated, coming out October 18th for $35, which is a very weird pricing. Usually you see, I don't know, $29.99, you see $39.99, but no, this one is $35, not $34.99, but $35. Which is just very, they really want that extra $5 for this digital purchase, right? Like, I would have thought that maybe they could have done like a $29, then a $39 for a physical version, but no, $35, take it or leave it. This game is crazy in-depth. This game is crazy technical. There is so much content in this game. It has like hundreds of hours of stuff that you can do. It's a hardcore strategy RPG that if you're into Fire Emblem, if you're into games like that, then this is probably going to be right up your alley, and you should check it out on PlayStation 4 or PC. I'll probably pick it up, but I'm going to wait for a sale since there's no physical version of it. I'm not going to buy this digitally because I just know, like, for a fact that they might do a physical version of it maybe later down the line, or maybe they just discount the price on it. It's coming out October, so it's in the middle of a lot of different games that are coming out. It's right next to The World Ends With You Final Remix, so for me, I might just hold off because I've already played the original game on the Xbox 360, thought it was really good, but they got a 4K version that I can play on my PlayStation 4 Pro. I think that's pretty cool. Now, there's more information if you want to learn about this game. You guys can check that out, but there is a lot to it. It looks really weird. The graphics really kind of gloom, or I'm not really sure how to explain it, but I remember watching my buddy Andre play it a ton when I was in college, and then after college I actually picked it up on the cheap on the Xbox 360. I think I got it for like $10 or something like that, and thought it was a really good game. So I'm excited to check this one out on the PlayStation 4 Pro. I'm going to get it at some point. I just don't know when I'm going to get it, just because that $35 price tag. I already know it's a really good game, and it's totally worth the money when it comes to content in there. I'm just waiting to see if they'll do a physical version because I do love the game a lot. So what do you guys think about this announcement from Tri-Ace and also all the different topics that we discussed here in the video? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the internet in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming pages and consider supporting PlayerEssence. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.